What's up, Nuggets fans? My name is Matt Brooks, writer for Nuggets.com, and welcome back to Nuggets Knowledge, our newest video series where we'll be breaking down key players, trends, and games of your Denver Nuggets. We've touched on Hunter Tyson and Julian Strawther in the first two episodes of Nuggets Knowledge, and today we'll be looking at Denver's final 2023 selection, Jalen Pickett, who the Nuggets selected in the second round of this year's draft out of Penn State University. Sifting through his film, the biggest thing that stands out about Pickett's offensive game is that he just plays at his own pace. He's really good at changing speeds while handling the ball. Here's stopping for a second to lull the defense to sleep and then exploding into a fadeaway jumper. And he's never rushed as a scorer. Here, passing up the opportunity to hoist a baseline jumper only to find a much better shot, a floater with his defender behind him. Pickett's also just an unselfish player, making him a really good passer. Here, he makes this pass to Julian Strawther right when he feels Strawther's defender sink down to the nail to double team him. Pickett's capable of making high-level reads as a passer. He manipulates the defense here with his eyes by jumping in the air and looking toward Julian Strawther at the left wing, which freezes Andrew Funk's defender, only to pass to Funk in the corner. This play was by far Pickett's best pass in Summer League. I'm not even sure how he saw, much less found, Funk in the corner. His strong passing skill set, combined with his patient offensive approach, unsurprisingly makes him an excellent pick and roll player. Here, finding Funk once more on this skip pass to the corner out of the pick and roll. Pickett's a versatile pick and roll passer, placing this bounce pass right in the roll man's pocket. He's also a great pick and roll scorer with his patience playing a big role. Here, coming off the screen, decelerating, and then finishing with a step back two-pointer. Pickett's super strong, and he'll use his frame to shield his defender away from the ball to create space for the shot. He likes to put his defender in jail by coming off a screen, stopping in his tracks to keep the defender on his backside, and then exploding forward again for the and one layup. Interestingly, Pickett looked quite comfortable as the screener in the pick and roll, a skill that could be especially valuable when playing alongside Nikola Jokic. The Nuggets like to run sets with Nikola handling the ball in the pick and roll with their guard screening. But by far, Pickett's most intriguing aspect of his scoring skill set is his back to the basket game. Post-up guards are a rarity today, and unsurprisingly, he's very patient as a post-up player. Here, hitting a Hakeem Olajuwon-style dream shake to draw free throws. And he's not afraid to mix it up with players much bigger than him in the low post. Here, using a crafty pump fake for the and one finish. Pickett doesn't just post up near the rim. He'll back down players all the way from the three-point line, which is just incredibly rare for a point guard to do. He's at his best when he combines his elite pick and roll game with his post-up abilities. Here, having Colin Gillespie set a screen to get Gillespie's man on the switch. Then from there, he bullies the undersized defender with a deep post-up and shoulder check underneath the rim. Targeting smaller players on pick and roll switches also gives Pickett passing opportunities when nearby defenders turn their heads. And here, he once more has Gillespie set a screen to coerce the switch. Posting up Gillespie's man occupies the attention of Utah's defense, and Pickett finishes the play with a gorgeous skip pass to Gillespie in the corner. Gillespie and Pickett went to that exact same play a few minutes later for another clean look. Targeting smaller players on pick and roll switches is one of the many ways that someone like Jimmy Butler has starred in the NBA. Pickett backing down smaller players after pick and roll switches was such a problem against the Jazz that he even began to draw double teams, and he read the situation perfectly by finding Julian Strawther wide open for three. The biggest swing skill for Pickett will be his ability to hit long-range shots off the dribble. It'll make it impossible for defenders to take shortcuts by going underneath screens to stop his pick and roll game. Pickett did a great job of hitting off the dribble threes in Las Vegas, and defenders were forced to go over the top of Denver's pick and roll screens, giving him more room to operate as a scorer. Pickett is clearly quite comfortable in his pull-up jumper, hitting not just one but two off the dribble shots against tight contests in Las Vegas. Being able to make pull-up threes consistently is huge for Pickett, and on this play, he searches out 7'6" Taco Fall, draws the big man out on the perimeter, and finishes the play with a James Harden-like step-back three-pointer. Speaking of Harden, this play looks like it's ripped right out of his highlight tape, with Pickett stepping forward on the between-the-legs dribble and then exploding backwards into a step-back three. Pickett's off-the-dribble three-point game has elements of all types of NBA superstars. Here, busting out a Damian Lillard-style pound dribble with his left hand and then launching a successful shot from deep. It was nice to see that Pickett can make shots from deep as an off-ball player, rising up for this catch-and-shoot look against Miami, and he'll make standstill shots in the corners as well. All three of Denver's 2023 draft selections were adept as off-ball defenders, and Pickett was no exception. In fact, he might be the best of the bunch, and that's not to say anything about his on-ball defense because he was exceptional there as well. He's just always in the way on defense, getting his hands on the ball and disturbing offensive sets. He likes to press opponents full court to take time off the shot clock, which is pretty exhausting. Being a pesky defender helps him greatly while guarding the pick and roll, and his 5 seasons in college have allowed him to learn a variety of schemes. Here, going over the top of this screen to force the pass to the corner. On this play, he ices the pick and roll by positioning his body so that the ball handler has nowhere to go but down the sideline, right into the help of Grant Golden. Then when the Knicks flow into a handoff, Pickett shrinks the floor by sinking down to the nail, but keeps track of his original man wearing number 20 for the Knicks on this backdoor cut to the rim. He's also quite comfortable switching on pick and rolls and handoffs, and here he exchanges assignments with Cassius Stanley on this Knicks handoff. But Pickett isn't just capable of switching on screens, he's also incredibly smart about when to switch. Here, taking away this potentially wide open Utah Jazz drive and turning it into a block shot. Overall, he just doesn't make mistakes as a defender, doing a good job here of closing out hard on the three-point shooter without fouling. Now, as mentioned, Pickett is at his best defending off ball as a team defender. Here, dropping back into the painted area to keep the 2 offensive players in front of him while Peyton Watson recovers against this Atlanta Hawks handoff. He's always in the right place at the right time, filling space where Denver's defense might collapse, and he gets a hand on the ball to break up this Hawks play. And many times he'll put out fires with last-minute rotations. Here, executing the perfect late switch onto Miami's big man, who screened and popped to the top of the arc. This play might have been Pickett's finest as an off-ball defender in Summer League. First, he goes under the screen against his man, who is a low percentage three-point shooter. Then, when his man sets a pin-down screen for Kobe Buffkin wearing number 4 for the Hawks, Pickett stays with his man instead of switching. Finally, he finishes the play by executing the perfect late switch onto AJ Griffin when Atlanta goes to an elevator doors set. Shutting down multiple actions was nothing out of the norm for Pickett in Las Vegas. And on this play, he rotated over as the low man to block the shot. He's a very timely help defender, here rotating over a little earlier than expected to turn this layup into a missed fadeaway shot. Those same principles apply to when he tags rollmen in the pick and roll. His early help on Atlanta's number 28 meant that Kobe Buffkin had nowhere to go, no one to pass to, so he coughed up a tough baseline jumper. Here's another excellent tag from Pickett on Taco Fall, who sets a screen and then seemingly has a lane to the rim before Pickett shows up. Pickett finishes the play by getting a hand on Marjon Beauchamp's shot. And on this play, after tagging Fall rolling to the rim, Pickett kept his head on a swivel and sprinted out to the corner to contest the three-point shot for the perfect X-out rotation with Julian Strother. Having to juggle multiple things at once doesn't faze the 23-year-old. If there's one thing that stands out from Jalen Pickett's Summer League film, it's that 5 years in college has turned him into a steady and reliable player on both ends of the floor. He just affects winning positively, and it wouldn't be a surprise if he lasts 10 plus years in the NBA. He plays with the perfect amount of pace and is a high-level passer. He's incredibly versatile in the pick and roll, able to score from all areas of the floor, and he's a great passer, making him the perfect player to lead the dance as a ball handler. His post-up game is fun and unique, and it's a skill that can force opponents to pull their weakest defenders from the floor of big games regardless of their scoring. Defensively, Pickett is hard-nosed as they come, pressuring opponents full court and able to toggle between multiple pick and roll schemes. But his best attribute might be just how attuned he is as an off-ball defender. He's always on time, never late when rotating all across the floor, and he's excellent at knowing when and how to help his teammates as a secondary defender. There are a lot of guys vying for minutes in Denver's guard rotation, but if he appears as steady as he did in Summer League, it wouldn't be shocking to see Pickett get a lengthy runway to show his stuff for new head coach Michael Malone. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Nuggets Knowledge. My name is Matt Brooks. Be sure to subscribe to Nuggets YouTube, and I will see you guys for the next one.